Over the last decade, we've seen the financial industry transform with the rise of digital banking. Today, we're going to dive deeper into online-only banks. We're going to talk about what they are, the credit cards that they offer, and what they mean for the future. Let's start out by talking about what exactly digital banks are. Unlike traditional banks, online banks don't have physical locations. To make up for this, digital banks put significant time and effort into developing user experiences through their apps or their websites. For example, if we take a look at TD's app versus a digital bank like Neo's app, we can clearly see which company has put more time and effort into development, and this is where their competitive advantage lies. Some of the most notable digital banks in Canada today include Wealthsimple, Neo, Simplii Financial, and Tangerine. First up, let's talk about some of the differences between traditional banks and digital banks. The first and most obvious difference is the fact that digital banks don't have physical branches. To put it simply, they operate online only. Another major difference I found between traditional banks and digital banks is the perks that they offer to their customers. Traditional banks are able to leverage their reputation and trust in the industry to partner with larger brands to offer specialized rewards and offers to their customers. For example, TD is able to leverage their relationship with Aeroplan to offer customers a unique suite of credit cards, whereas digital banks like Wealthsimple and Neo don't have that option. A bank like Neo is forced to focus on their partnerships and relationships with small businesses to offer boosted cashback as their main perk. Moving on, let's talk about some of the credit card offerings from these digital banks. First up, we have the Tangerine Money Back credit card. The perk that this card offers is between 0.5 and 2% cashback on all purchases. The 2% cashback comes from a variety of different categories that you can choose from, including groceries, furniture, restaurants, hotels, gas, drugstore, home improvement, entertainment, and public transportation. A very weird catalog in my opinion. All these perks come at no annual fee. Another big name in the digital banking market in Canada is Simplii Financial, and they offer a cashback Visa card. Again, we see no annual fee on this card and a slightly better reward system depending on your spending. You get 4% cashback at restaurants, 1.5% back on gas and groceries, and 0.5% on all other purchases. The next card is one that I personally use for one of my businesses, and that's the Neo credit card. The first thing that you see when applying for this card is a claim to have an average of 5% cashback, which is slightly misleading. While they do have high cashback at their partners, the chances you've heard of many of these partners is very slim. One of their partners is Roots, where you get 5% cashback, but then you see a bunch of companies you've probably never heard of, like Dr. Denim, where you get 8% cashback, Rumple, where you get 7%, Feisty Curve, another 7%, and Snow Alligator, 8%. If you have shopped at one of these brands before, feel free to let us know down in the comments. Maybe I'm just not up to date with the new trends. One cool feature about the Neo app is that it offers an interactive map to show nearby stores with boosted rewards. This gives you the option to check out local businesses, try some new restaurants, and get rewarded in the process. Overall, it's a decent pickup for the rare occasion that you actually use it. Another thing to note about this card is that it doesn't always show up on your credit report. For me, for example, it shows up on my TransUnion report, but not Equifax. So take from that what you will. The last card I'll touch on also doesn't show up on your credit report, and that's the Wealthsimple Cash Card. This isn't technically a credit card. It's a debit card that has some of the same perks as a credit card, and one of these perks is no foreign transaction fees. This is a relatively rare feature in Canadian credit cards, and we talked a little bit more about it in one of our recent articles, so feel free to check that out on CreditVerse.ca. Back to the card, however, it offers 1% back on all purchases, but where it gets unique is how you can collect these rewards. You can choose between cash, stocks, or crypto. It integrates very well with Wealthsimple's family of investing accounts. Now you may be noticing a trend with these digital banking credit cards. They all offer some sort of cashback feature and come with no annual fee. The annual fee bit has more to do with the fact that, unlike traditional banks, they have much less overhead. So they're able to offer these products at no cost since they operate solely online. As for the cashback offering, it's much harder for a smaller digital bank like Wealthsimple to create their own point system like CIBC has with Aventura. Where some digital banks can stand out, and do, is through their online experiences. Lastly, let's touch on some disadvantages of digital banks' credit cards and why they haven't been able to dominate the market. The main issue here is the lack of trust. They don't have a solid history or reputation in the industry, and therefore, customers are wary about these new businesses. However, this comes with time. It's important to note that some of these digital banks are backed by larger traditional banks. For example, Simplii Financial is backed by CIBC. They're also usually CDIC insured, which means customers are insured up to a maximum of $100,000. This is an added layer of trust and protection. Another disadvantage that doesn't have a solution as of yet is the level of insurance and fraud protection that digital banks can offer. While digital banks do have their own fraud protections and insurance suites, it's almost impossible for a company like Wealthsimple to compete with American Express's famous travel insurance suite. Digital banks overall have a much more limited perk catalog than traditional banks. These kinks and others are things that are just going to be solved with time. This industry is still very, very young and will most definitely play a key role in the future of banking. I'm excited to see what comes next. Let us know if you guys want to see more digital banks being featured on CreditVerse. As of now, we have a couple listed, but we're eager to incorporate some more and would love to hear your thoughts. Also, feel free to share which digital banks you use and why you use them. If you enjoyed this video and want to stay up to date, please like, subscribe, and check out creditverse.ca for some more cool credit card content. Take care.